I, 35 female, have a daughter Kelly, teen, with my ex-husband Josh, 37 male. We separated when Kelly was 10. Since then, Josh has been married to Lily, 30s female again. Kelly mostly stays with me but also has a room at Josh's house, which is significantly bigger than mine. It's important to note that Kelly is not a picky eater and usually cooks for herself, as she enjoys cooking and trying new things. However, she is very particular about how she wants her hot drinks done, like hot chocolate with milk only and no water or tea without any milk or sugar, as she collects different types and feels adding milk or sugar ruins them. Now, unfortunately, Kelly had to go through an operation and currently can't move by herself and needs help. Josh suggested having her stay at his house as he has more room. Lily can look after Kelly while he's at work since she's a housewife. They don't have any children together. Lily also agreed it would be for the best. Both Kelly and I went with the plan as I won't be able to be with her 24/7 due to my work and lack of coverage. I won't be able to afford to be off work for long as I have to pay for her operation alongside other medical bills. It was a week on Friday since Kelly was staying with Josh and Lily, and I would spend time with her in the evenings when Kelly called me and asked me to take her home. I wondered what was wrong, and she told me Lily kept messing her with drinks or serving her drinks she didn't have, like coffee due to her meds. When my daughter tried to raise it with her, Lily said if Kelly didn't like it, she could make her own, knowing perfectly well my daughter is bedbound. I took her home and told my ex I was expecting him to cover the medical bills and some of my expenses since Lily failed to do her job and her treatment of Kelly. I've refused to give her a second chance despite Josh asking me to and was called an idiot by him and my in-laws. Edit, Lily would constantly add sugar and milk to her tea. Kelly really doesn't like sweet tea. From what she told me, she asked for a hot chocolate once or twice and got it made with water only. There were other concerns too, like Kelly waiting too long for Lily to come and help her to the bathroom since she couldn't walk there herself or get out of bed herself. Lily kept messing with her drinks or serving her drinks she can't have, like coffee due to her meds. That isn't good, but the bathroom thing is a huge concern. Why are you focused on the beverages? This isn't an other concern. It's a significant concern and should be a critical point in your story. Either way, you were absolutely right to take Kelly home. 100% not the idiot. Your focus on the tea suggests that the second, actually essential bathroom issue doesn't hold much weight. It seems like you're reaching. The way you've written it will have people shouting child abuse, just like you wanted. If you'd written the problem clearly, most would say your daughter seems a little fussy and you seem like you live for drama or despise your ex and his wife. I don't see any grounds for you to demand money from your ex. Sorry, but you are the idiot. Exactly, you are the idiot. Sounds like your daughter is a little princess. You don't like the fact your ex has a bigger house than you, which you make a point of, and his wife doesn't have to work. You specifically mentioned they don't have any children together after saying she was a housewife. Putting milk and sugar in tea is hardly a criminal offense, and she made her coffee by mistake, which is hardly the end of the world. If you're unhappy with your current financial arrangement, say that using your daughter's current state to get back at him financially is very poor behavior. I disagree. The thing is that putting sugar and milk in tea is extra effort. If you know someone doesn't like it, why would you go to the extra effort to put stuff in they don't want and won't drink unless you deliberately try to mess with them? That, besides everything else, suggests that Lily doesn't want Kelly there but can't say so. She's doing many small things to make her life uncomfortable so that she will want to leave, which is precisely what happened. There's not enough context to discuss the money stuff, but picking up your daughter, OP's not the idiot. Until me, anyone in my family who had kids did so by the time they were 27. Generally, 21 was when my family members started having children. My parents were 19 when they started having kids. Their parents were about the same age as well, and my siblings all had kids before 25. They also finished having children in their 20s and are very conscious of that. I, 39 female, was an exception. I wasn't married or having kids in my 20s. This was something my family all highly judged me for because they knew I did want to have children. They all told me I was going to be so ancient when I had them. They made a big deal about me being too old for having children and not being fair to the kids because I'll be old while they'll still be young, and how much better it is to be active and capable of running around after them and to be the active grandma when they have kids, etc. It was really toxic, and my husband, who was only a boyfriend at the time, was stunned by the attitudes of my family. I told him how they're 35 and 36 years old, and we're in a good place to raise them. I went low contact with my family for several years because the comments were no longer okay with me, and they couldn't respect my decision to wait. The number of ancient and geriatric comments I got was crazy, and I was 29 when I went low contact. Recently, my siblings and my parents, to a lesser degree, have been accusing me of rubbing their noses in vacations I take with my husbands and kids and the gifts we buy. One of my sisters said her kids were mad that my oldest had their birthday party at the trampoline park and they never got to go. She told me I was really making all my nibblings feel bad about it. My mom told me I act so much better than them by taking my kids on vacations at such a young age, instead of having them wait until adulthood like we all had to. The messages annoyed me until I decided to make a group chat. I wrote to them that this ancient geriatric mom had no time for their jealousy and that I would not apologize for the decisions I made to wait or to enjoy being able to treat my kids. I told them if they couldn't stop, low contact would become no contact. They accused me of taunting them and lashing out unnecessarily. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. They're as judgmental as heck and jealous too. They made their choices, you made yours. And there's a difference between actively rubbing someone's nose in something and rubbing their nose in something like, we're going to a trampoline park for X's birthday. Did I tell you about the trampoline park? Here are pictures of all of us at the trampoline park. Have you ever been to a trampoline park? That's rubbing their noses in it. Simply having a party there and inviting them is not rubbing noses. Their noses may be out of joint, but that's not your fault. They also choose to keep looking at photos of things you do that you post online. You're good to go low contact. They sound incredibly toxic and jealous, and you don't need that bad energy. Jesus, I want to cry just reading that sentence about 5 to 7 kids average. My primary opinion on how many kids someone should have is an amount that the parents can comfortably support so that the family is not left in financial hardship. I'm sorry, but I can't conceive of anyone who can comfortably support 5 kids nowadays unless they're well on their way to being millionaires. And even less, I can't conceive of being able to support them comfortably when they're having those kids so young. Cut them off. They sound absolutely miserable to deal with. I really hope the nibblings follow your example and wait. So I, 34 female, have a childhood best friend, Cordelia, 32 female. Cordelia was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, but she's always had severe self-esteem issues. Recently, she's been enamored with the buccal fat removal trend. She swore up and down she was going to save up for it because she doesn't like her round face. It wasn't round or big at all. She finally saved up the money and flew to LA to get the surgery, and this week she was healed enough to see some results. Personally, I think the people who get that procedure look bad. Still, my opinion doesn't matter because if that makes them happy, that's all that matters. Beauty is subjective and no one else's views are relevant as long as you love yourself. Cordelia and I had brunch today, and she asked me what I thought of her results. I told her the doctor did a good job at the surgery and I'm glad to see her happy. She continued on and we were chatting, but then she brought it up again, asking me how I thought she looked. I once again told her that the surgery was very well done and that it looked exactly the way she wanted. Cordelia got upset and asked me why I wasn't giving her a straight answer and if I thought it made her prettier. I told her that she's always been a beautiful woman and that the glow she has from the confidence it's given her is a good look. She told me to tell her if I thought she was pretty, and I said, your opinion is the only one that matters. It's your face and I'm happy you achieve your goal. I personally don't like the look of it on anyone, but it's none of my business because it's not my face. You were beautiful before doing it. Cordelia threw a fit, poured her mimosa on me, and told me I was a jealous and petty witch. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I don't know why she wanted my opinion so badly, or why she couldn't accept my answer, but I definitely feel like the idiot. So, am I? Not the idiot. She's incredibly insecure and no amount of surgery or reassurance on your part will change that. I honestly feel very sorry for her. The way she kept pushing for your approval, you'd almost get the idea she was into you or something. She needs therapy more than anything, and if I were you, I wouldn't be afraid to let her know. There's a deeper reasoning as to why she can't be okay with herself, and it's beyond anything you can do. You are the idiot. She wanted the white lie, that was all that mattered to her. She didn't want your honesty. If you aren't prepared to do that, you are incompatible as friends. Some friends will BS each other and it's a mutually agreed social contract. They know it's BS, but it makes them feel better. Other friends appreciate honesty more and don't get upset. Everyone's different. OP, wake up. This woman threw a drink on you and you're actually here asking if you're the idiot? Cordelia is not your friend. Jeez, don't be friends with such an insecure, vain, and, more importantly, horribly rude and volatile person. My God! Pouring drinks on someone can be counted as assault. You need to form healthier and better friendships to realize this girl is not a best friend or even a friend. My son is in elementary school and one of his friends is special needs. We'll call him Elliot. He's a very sweet boy but needs extra help with a lot of things, including using the restroom. I'm very close with his parents. They've been family friends for years. Our whole family hangs out, including grandparents often. It was the day of my son's party and about half of the kids were dropped off and the other half had their parents leave. This is about the time I should mention I went to nursing school for a bit but ended up dropping out, so I do have some experience, but not a lot. I'm running around helping all the kids do their activities, get food and so on. Elliot comes up and tugs on my shoulder, saying he needs to go potty and needs my help. Because of his needs, it takes around 20 minutes to help him use the restroom. It's not a quick thing at all. I said, "Oh, sweetheart, I can't help you, so you'll need to go to your parents, okay?" He told me that they were gone and to ask for you. Hugh, my mother-in-law, walks up. She says, "I told you had a handle on it and they should take a few hours to go and have fun, so they left. I'll watch the kids, you go do what you need to do." She handed me his bag full of bathroom stuff. I was furious with rage, embarrassment and pity for this child. I kept it calm for Elliot, but it's my son's birthday party, and all I can think of is, 1. I didn't volunteer for this, and I want to watch my son enjoy his party. 2. I would be furious if I left my child with someone I knew and trusted and came back and they were gone for 20 minutes with a stranger watching my kid. And 3. My mother-in-law did not have the right to say I do something I'm not comfortable with. I told Elliot I'm sorry I can't help you today. Then I turned to my mother-in-law, took her out of earshot, and told her she would have to figure it out or call his parents to come back. I told her I couldn't do this today and leave the kids that I'm responsible for. Elliot looked a little shocked when I told him no, but then he just looked at my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was beyond shocked and furious. She eventually was able to contact his parents with my husband's help, but she's been very short with me since. She told my husband that since I was basically a nurse, I shouldn't have a problem doing that for Elliot, and she could have watched the kids just fine. My husband told her that she shouldn't have assumed I would be able to help Elliot. Elliot's parents were annoyed but apologetic. They'd assumed it was my idea. I do feel horrible, but I don't feel comfortable doing this for Elliot and stepping away from the party for so long. I also want to clarify that for some of the kids, I was the only adult that they knew at the party. So, am I the idiot for refusing to help a special needs child during a party I was running? You should have told the mother-in-law, I need to watch you handle the mess you created. Not the idiot. And firstly, his parents should be there. A normal person, when offered something like this, would have declined. Even if your evil mother-in-law wanted you to have a crappy experience. She should be wiping his butt for 20 minutes or changing a colo bag. The audacity of the parents and your mother-in-law. I don't even want to know how the poor boy felt. My thought exactly. Elliot's parents took advantage of the situation to dump their parenting responsibilities onto OP. They knew mother-in-law was full of it but thought they'd score a few hours of freedom. Any parent of a child with special needs would not expect to drop their offspring at a party and drive away. From the OP's vague description, I'm going to venture a guess that helping Elliot in the bathroom involved either a catheter, an ostomy or something similar. It's absolutely not something that one would expect anyone else to take care of, much less the host of a birthday party. Maybe if mother-in-law thinks it's no big deal, she should go with OP and get a quick nursing lesson on what this situation entails and see if she would still be as mad. So here's the deal. My brother is getting married and he's been planning this extravagant wedding way beyond his pay grade. He asked me to help financially and I agreed because we're family. I'm not exactly rolling in dough, but I've done okay for myself and I wanted to support him. Fast forward to last week, he dropped the bomb that my wife wasn't invited. His reason? His fiancée and my wife had a falling out years ago over some petty nonsense and they haven't really talked since. I told him that's ridiculous. It's water under the bridge and they're both adults who can handle being at the same event. He wouldn't budge. Said it was his fiancée's day and she didn't want any negative energy. I argued that it was also his day and as his brother I should be there with my wife. He got heated and I told him that if my wife wasn't welcome he could forget about my financial help. Now the whole family is blowing up my phone, saying I'm being unreasonable and ruining what should be the happiest day of his life. They're all on his side, saying it's just one day and my wife can suck it up and stay home. But I don't see why she should be punished for something so trivial that happened ages ago. So, am I the idiot for standing by my wife and pulling my financial support for a wedding that we're being partially excluded from? Not the idiot. They're all saying it's just one day and my wife can suck it up and stay home. It's just one day, you can stay at home and they can suck it up. They can also pay to fund your brother's vanity project if it means so much to them. They can suck it up and go to a cheap wedding too. Bad enough she's not invited to the wedding because negative energy, but not bad enough they're still willing to take his money and have been bombarding him since he backed out. They just want the money. Money always has positive energy, even if half of it comes from OP's negative wife. Yeah, he can have the happiest day of his life on a shoestring budget and without you. He's about to swear for richer or poorer. It will be poorer. After all, you've already sworn what's mine is yours to your wife. She shouldn't have to contribute to an event she's being left out of. I'm not saying it's true, it's more like a thought project. But even if your wife was objectively the bad guy, and they were excluding her for a legitimate grievance, you still don't have to support them.